Well, good evening. Yeah, it is 6 p.m., so it is evening. Of course, welcome if you're just joining us here at the craft store. Now, if you are joining us for the first time, well, let me tell you what, it's perfect time to join us because at 6 p.m., of course, it's the launch of a brand new one-day special. And of course, the one-day special by Dolly Dimples. Now, you have been shopping ahead for this fabulous one-day special. And look at that, it's the fabulous cake stand collection. It is a fabulous set of 5 brand new stamps that are all about cakes, all about eating cakes and eating lots of goodies, but also whimsical. Now, they are working 5 for the price of 4, and you also have a flexi buy and a freedom price and so much more. But before we get into details of that, of course, we are going to join, well, so we're going to say hello to somebody who you might know, but not as Dolly Dimples, and here, our Lou Sims. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm really well. Now,
Good.
this is really exciting, Dolly.
It is. Charmaine asked if I would actually guest for the ODS tonight, and I was like, oh, yes. But then, nervous as well, because obviously it's Charmaine's brand, and she knows her stuff really, really well.
It is. And of course, we have got in here a fabulous collection. As I mentioned, a brand new collection, 25 stamps individually, and you have got a saving 11 pounds. Now, this is, of course, I love when we have got Dolly Dimples, because we have got amazing artwork, amazing original artwork with very, very fine lines, with lots of possibilities, but also hero images in here, for instance.
Oh, they are, but you could cut those down into different layers as well. They're brilliant to stamp up and decoupage if you like to layer up. Cut round the outside and you've got a fancy edge on the side of a card, but you've got lots and lots of detail, but it's not complicated to colour. Yeah. If that makes sense. You look at it, you think, oh, but it's actually not complicated to colour at all. I mean, I love that one. I know you shouldn't have favourites, but...
Well, I love it. I love it. Eat it, stuff it, bake it, all about cake. And with that boat in here, and our lover of boats is in the studio, of course, our Leone. Then we have got, of course, we have the gorgeous... I love that, because that's kind of 2 tiers, but below it. It's just kind of amazing.
It is also, and also if you think about it, you've got 3 cakes there if you cut them down, because the legs, if you cut them at an angle and then doodled another shape on top, they could be candles.
They can. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't ever want to be right. If eating cake is wrong, I don't ever want to be right. Now, 10% already of the one-day special has gone. I love also the doves looking either way.
And I love the fact that you've got 2, like you were saying, 1 either side. But you could use those. I mean, if you put them so where you've got the hanging bits and you've got their beaks there, they could be pulling out, the ribbon effect. They could be sitting by the flowers. They are beautiful.
And look at the teddy. I love the teddy bears as well. These beautiful flowers in there as well, girls and boys. And of course, we have got the original where we started. Home is where the cake is. Right, of course, if you want to go for the one-day special, you have got the details there. Of course, if you are a Freedom member, you have got even a better price. Now, that means you are getting a bigger discount, so it's a why not deal, because as you're saving £15 and 39 pence, which means that, of course, on top of that, you are not paying PMP, so it makes sense to be a Freedom member because you are saving more money that way. Now, you also have got Flexi Freedom, and that what it means is that you can spread the cost into interest-free payments of £19 and 78 pence. Now, for Freedom members, it works out at £1 and 58 pence per stamp. Sorry, I kind of somehow my hearing has gone today. I kind of hear Molly, but a little bit faint. Right now, you have got there all these images in there. You can see them. But I love that it's all about the home, the babies. It's all the celebrations, isn't it?
It is, and it could be, bring in any other sentiments that you've got from the previous Dolly Dimples sets, and you could change it again. But I love that one, because like you say, your home. Actually, take away the cake sentiments and take away the bottom. It could be actually sitting on a rock. It could be in a forest. You know, you could make them go as far as you wanted them to go.
Indeed you can. Home is where the cake is. I love that. Indeed it is. And then, of course, we have got even more in here. Love the little ones in the Polaroids as well.
Isn't that, and that's one of the, that's in the smaller stamp that you do get. And that's such a clever idea, isn't it?
It is indeed. Oh, love that. And this is also could be a hat. So if you have got any face stamps,
yes,
you could put it as slanted in as well.
I mean, it's such a lovely idea, isn't it, sort of thing, because you don't actually need a sentiment on that because of the shape of the card blank. I think that one's Jan's, and it's such a clever idea.
And look at this one. That is just beautiful in here as well. And then, of course, we have these ones as well. I love that. Now again, I see like a steampunk in here. I know it's kind of a little bit random, but you know, I would put the gears on the back of it as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah, it does have that.
Or
look.
even here in the front.
Even, yeah, take the candle away, like you said, and put a gear on the top, and then put the candle back on. It totally changes it, yes.
I love also, I have to say that as soon as I see them, I'm kind of thinking, well, alcohol markers, I see watercolor markers, I see all sorts of coloring mediums as well.
Literally bring anything to it, because I mean that one, I think it's alcohol markers, but like you say, bring your pencils, bring your watercolors, you know, color them in lots. Paper piece. Oh, you know, stamp onto coloured papers, paper piece, if you don't want to colour, because you can still create beautiful effects that way as well. I love the border on that. That's one of the dies. I think that's lovely.
It's gorgeous as well. And then I love the way of creating. I mean, you could paint it blue and you could do a little swimming pool in, well, not the swimming pool, but, you know, kind of like a little bit of a lake in there as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Eat it, stuff it, bake it. There we have it. And of course, we have got, oh, look at this, when the party in here as well. No, so we have got plenty of images, focal points, sentiments in there. Let's have a look at how fine those stamps is. Sorry, I just took it out, markers. But, you know, what I wanted to show you is I love the fine detail.
It is. It's beautiful, because if you then like to stamp in like a neutral colour ink and do your like no lines colouring, that fine detail really adds to the effect, because you can create that beautifully.
Yeah, that's true.
But the detail isn't too fine that you can't emboss. Yeah. And it looks beautiful that way too.
Now, of course, if you want to go the brand new one-day special, 510206 is your item number. Now, if you wanted to go for individuals, you can. However, all of you are seeing the value, because remember, you are getting 5 for the price of 4, so you're saving £11 there. If you are not a Freedom member, if you're a Freedom member, £15.39, and of course, that is the delivery cost. So, of course, you are not paying PMP, £39.56. Remember, you can flexify, spread the cost in interest-free payments. Then moving on to another brand new, beautiful, I was going to say beautiful, but you know, kind of we have got that boaty kind of feel to it here. This, of course, we are talking about the paper kit. 24 sheets in total in here, saving £3, and of course, brand new today. Now, calling this paper is kind of a misnomer, isn't it?
It is. That there is paper and cards in the kit. So you'll get the cream, beautiful Dolly Dimples 300 GSM cream card, and you've got an absolute, you know, plethora, there's the word that John Lockwood and I were talking about before the show, of different images. So you've got plain backing papers, you've got toppers in there, you've got A5 card fronts, A6 card fronts, ribbon strips, sentiments, and then you've got the 120 GSM cream paper, and you've got the beautiful designs, backing paper designs on those. And, you know, you've actually got a card front with the A4 one there. Just fold it in half. You know, if that's what you want to do, just straight away fold it in half.
I'm going to show, sorry, we have got here the ones that are the papers ones, so I'm going to show them like this so I don't destroy the pack shot. Look at this. These are the papers. I love that they are printed in an off-white, chalky white, cream colour.
It is. Well, it gives you a nice warm base to start from. Yeah. So it's not quite so stark. And to me, that's lovely. I mean, I love that paper. You know, there's so much you could do with that, just a quick stencil and a bit of paste, you know, you look at it. But then you've got like the lace designs there, which could easily marry in if you wanted to with the beautiful cake with the teddy bear on it, so that would work. I mean, that's a lovely subtle one.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, we have got the weave in there as well. We have got so many different beautiful paper. I love backgrounds like this, because you can put a die cut on the top and look stunning.
Yeah, you can add detail to it, or it can be a background. Like you say, die cut from it, and you've got your flowers, your foliage sorted straight away. I mean, you've got your ribbons there that you could actually stamp onto your ribbons and make them, you know, as well, you know, so you've got a coloured background to put your sentiments on. And then there's some different sentiments there that you can cut out quite easily to add to it.
I love the circles as well.
Oh, I do love a circle.
Yeah.
I love that blue one there. Use your layering dies if you don't feel confident cutting it out by hand.
There are so many possibilities in here. And now we are moving on to these are last three, and the ones that we are seeing now, they are cardstock, so toppers as well as blank cards. Remember, you are saving £3. Oh, I love this one. It's so beautiful. It's so soft, isn't it?
It is, but it's also a great starting point, that one, when you think about if you didn't know how to layer up a background. So you can make a splodgies, and then you're talking about bring in your other little stamp elements and add to where there's already that detail as well.
It is. Over 10% of the stock has already gone for this. This has made a design especially for the Fabulous Cake stamps, brand new, of course, that we are launching as a one-day special. So grab them, and remember, the one-day special has got a flexi basket. So if you want to flexi buy the one-day special, you can add the papers and split the cost into interest-free payments. So of course, $11.99. Then you pay just pay half of it today and half of it next month, interest-free. Now we also have got the ever popular only edge. The edge on the edge, not only the edge, on the edge, Paula. Anyway, on the edge dies, and now on 1 to 3 are available, those sets, but of course we have got the latest releases from On the Edge, so starting 4 to 12, and of course you can see the price there, £14.99. Now in set number 4, it has got 12 dies in here. Now 12 dies, they are really useful having the edges, isn't it?
It is, because the edges can mix and match, and they can do lots of different things. You cut them in different ways, back them up in different ways. Use 2 of the contrasting edges to create different borders. So there could be edges around a card blank. You can, if your die cutting machine, plate is big enough, think about cutting it like for a gatefold. You could bring them in if you're into your bookmaking. You can create beautiful on the edge bits for your books or even pockets. So there is lots of different things you can do with them. You know, layer them up in different ways.
I mean, I didn't want to interrupt Lou, but I'm going to do it. I was kind of mouthing, I love them. Look at this, gorgeous. I was like, you know, it's just like, oh, gorgeous, look at this. Look at that.
It is. Isn't that beautiful, striking, commanding? And it doesn't need much more. Even it doesn't even really need a sentiment on the front. You could leave it like that and just put a sentiment in. Yeah.
Frame this. This is absolutely stunning, absolutely gloriously beautiful. And of course, I love the petals as well in here. There's so many possibilities that you can do as well. Oh, look at this. I mean, I tend to be clean and simple, but Tracy, this, I adore it. I
think that one is Clips, which is one of the other on the edge dies. Sorry, no, I think it's just the pile got muddled up. But but doesn't mean because you get one set that you can't mix it with other sets, if that makes sense.
Sorry, I'm sorry. The first one I showed was the right one. I assumed they were in the right assumption. Wrong. I never assume anything.
But don't, grab one edge from one set and bring in another edge from another set, and you've then created even more combinations that could go on and on and on and on and on.
Right, of course, the set number 4, 12 dice, £24.99. 359675 is your item number. Then we are moving from 4 to 5. The set number 5, you can see on the screen, this one contains 4 dies, but of course it's the same amount of metal, hence the price as well. You are getting, what is this? 4 borders, right?
But yes, but you've got borders, but actually you can double them up, and then suddenly you've got different decorative strips. So there's lots of different things that you can actually do with all of the different dies. You can, just because the edge is there as well, one of the lovely things about actually on the edge is means you can actually make the edge as deep as you want it or as shallow as you want it. Okay. You've got dies that will cut away different extra parts of it. So, it's all down to you and how big you want to do it. I mean, the board there is just a very, very, very small fraction of the different ways you can use them. So you could put it on the top of an A4 card if that's what you wanted to do, or just do it in a tiny little thin slither. But there is just, I love them. There are just so many different things you can do with them.
They are indeed. There you have it. And I love how the positive and the negative. I'm going to turn it over as well because there are other possibilities for the number 6 as well. So you can bring in together. Now, of course, that is now set number 5. 607028 is your item number. Now, so number 6 is the next one in here. And you can see there, absolutely. Again, I love the way that you can mix them and matching. You have got a plain sort of edge and then the more decorative edge.
Yeah, and Charmaine's also designed them that, you know, that you can cut out small, use one of the decorative edges and then take the an outline die and cut it away to make just a strip in its own right. So if you, that's how you like to do it. Because you can carry on and on and on and on, you could make the strip as long as you wanted it to be, or as short as you want to be.
Perfect. Now, of course, if you want to set number 6, £24.99, 135377 is your item number. We're going to speed up because, of course, we want to join Lou at demo. Now, set number 8, very quickly. I'm going to show them, and of course, you can see that. Oh no, number 7. Sorry. I've been having a mare with the numbers, well, the animals, the numbers, and everything. Here we have got that one that I was showing early on, the one that I kind of went like, I love this. Look at this. Isn't that just beautiful in here? You can have it there. And of course, I love the positive and the negative upside down. 598434 is your item number. And finally, Sir Clips, which is the final die set that we are looking. 11 dies in total, and you can see them here for £24.99. And we have got those beautiful solar kind of patterns as well as those ones that come in like teardrops as well. I love this one. And this is, of course, the one that Lou was mentioning in that sample that I like so much as well. £24.99. So 472615 is your item number. Less speed, more, it's less haze, more speed. Anyway, less words. Move on. Anyway, moving on to of course, the ever popular as well ring binder, a keepsake ring binder, 18 templates, 2 ring binders, and fixing post, and the whole punch page die. Lou, this is an amazing kit. It sells time and time again with a £5 saving. You're just paying £14.99. 925345 is your item number. Yeah, I went very quickly because I know what you want. You want to not me to faff around and talk about it, but of course join Lou for the demonstrations. However, there is even more for you, and of course on the edge number 1. Now that one you can see there here, £24.99 is the price. 265133 is your item number, and then item number 2. As well, you can see on the edge 2, a set of 8 dice, £24.99. And then on the edge number 3 in here, we can see that here. And of course, this is 8 dice, 233, 2223. Ooh, this is a complicated number. It appears very simple, but it's actually quite complicated. Now, the one-day special, the brand new fabulous cake. Now, that is approaching 20% of the stock, and this is just the first hour. So better get back to you, Lou. Sorry, I tried to do that bit quickly so we could go back to you.
I know, and there's lots of beautiful things in there.
There is, indeed.
Right, I'm going to use a little bit of absolutely everything because why not?
Why not?
Now, one of the papers we get in, this is actually card, is we get the 2 different panel fronts here, and they go together beautifully, so that just made it easy for me. And all I've done is I've just cut them out, and I want to take, this is going to be my back panel, so I'm just going to move that over there. And I've got one of the stencils, and I believe this is the exotic flowers, and I just want to do a little bit of detail on the bottom. And I'm not going for crispness of the stencil. I just want to bring in a little bit of texture.
Yeah.
So I'm using Adorba for speed, and also because it's just a little bit quicker. So we've got that there, and I just want the faintest of backgrounds, and I'm going to use some holographic paper embossing powder on here. And we'll just put that back there. before I drop it all everywhere. Do you know, I will be covered in sparkles now for the rest of the evening. Right. Oh, it's always the way, isn't it, sort of thing. Right. I heat my heat gun up.
I'm so bad at doing that. I always go in straight in.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I know you shouldn't, but I'm just like...
But then I'm dreadful, like, you know, that I'll be heating my heat gun, we could be chatting and then thinking, oh, my hands hurt, you know, feeling a little bit warm. Why is that? Right, so this is just adding a really subtle little bit of extra detail because we've got, and I've gone for a holographic one because we've got all that stars detail in the background paper. I just thought using a holographic embossing powder on top would just, you know, tie in that little bit of detail. So this is when you want your embossing powder, you know, to really speed up, but we'll get there. So it's just to create that little extra bit of subtle. And the reason I'm only doing half of it, well, fingers crossed, when I do the next bit, you'll understand, you know, why as such. Right, so we've just got that little bit of sparkle done there. Oh, there's just one bit there. Always the way. Let's just file you. So that's just going to be the background on there. And I've got that bit there. Now, what I have done is, we were having this conversation, let me just move these. I've taken the, this is one of the edges from On the Edge set 2, and this was the other panel. And all I'm going to do is I just want to put a decorative edge down one side. And we'll put that through the machine. And I wanted to show you, you know, that they do die cut, because I'm actually going through this. This is the cream card.
Right, yeah.
So, and it's 300 GSM, so it's a good weight card. Right, so, and that creates that beautiful decorative edge. So if I just move my machine out of the way, and we'll put the die back there so I don't lose it.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do is I'm channeling my inner Paula, believe it or not. I did say that to you, didn't I?
That's a very, Marcus in my ear goes like, that's a very difficult, very, very dangerous thing to channel the oopsie-doopsie spirit.
Well, we always have that conversation, don't you, where I try and do...
Well, I try to be like you, that, you know,
and then I thought,
and all the
so
lines.
I want to do it at a slight angle. Now, I could do it, you know, like that, and that would work just as... Oh, if I pull it up a bit, sorry, you can see. That would work just as beautifully. Yeah. But I just thought it'd be nice just to slightly offset it. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to turn it over and just draw around the back, and then just chop away. Now, I will keep those bits. Those would be the bits that I would stamp, you know, like when you want to do some paper piecing? Yeah. All those little bits. Hence why I have a tray sitting beside me so I can put them all in safely. Yeah. She says. So, right, let's move you over there. And then what I thought would be really nice is just grab the stamp platform. Ooh, stencils going everywhere. I thought it would be really nice, because now I'm going to have this going to be sitting there on the top like that. Perfect. Yeah. And I want to have one of the cake images here. Yeah. So let's just put this here. And I'm going to go for, oh, you know when you have choices here? I'm actually going to go for the Fabulous Cake number 5. But I don't want to stamp the whole of the cake. So even though we've got this cake image, it doesn't actually mean we have to, you know, stamp all of it. You can stamp part of it. Okay, you know, layer it up, multiple stamping. So let's just put that down there and grab an ink pad. Okay. And then we're going to just have this stamped along here. I'm just going to do one little bit more. I love the way it goes onto the detail down here. I just think that's... Oh, it's so cool. Isn't it silly things that please you? Yeah. So let's just put that back. Otherwise, I will forget that I've got that. So that is how I just wanted to do that. And I really want to do some really quick colouring. So I'm going to grab an alcohol marker. And what I want to do is, I'm not known for... I'm going to actually colour everything near enough the same. I won't colour all of this because obviously I have got one done. I will just do part of it. Yeah. So for people, you know, who are worried about, you know, they're colouring. Now this, I am literally going to colour everything the same. So I could have, for speed, used the chisel part. So we'll just stop there and pretend, we're going to pretend that I have done the rest of it, and it looks absolutely superb. Because what I did then was I tried to reach. I've then taken some of my jelly rolls, and I thought what would be nice. I have a few, don't I?
Yeah.
And what I thought, and that's, I want the sparkle.
You're Secura's resident expert.
Why not? You know, you just got to do them. So what I thought would be really nice is, so, you know, colour it lightly, and then I can actually now add in some sparkle over the top and layer up using my sparkle pens. Okay. Now, the slower you go, I know we haven't got the time, the more ink that comes out.
Oh, I see.
And then I've got the background of the pink quickly done with the alcohol markers, but now I can add that I can use my other pens to create my shading with, you know, and build it up from there. So from that point, she says, putting the pens away before they roll, I have, in good traditional fashion, carried on and built the rest of it up. Yeah. And that is literally the same, one colour, and then I've just used my jelly rolls to go on the top. I've added some little bits of pearls on there and a few dots of white pen, as you do. Right, let's move you to one side. Okay. And let's make this card up. Now, in the set, we were talking about the birds, how beautiful those little birds are, that we get them in, you know, different sizes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like, Charmaine, don't look about how much glue I'm using.
Is she like kind of use less is more? Or?
Yeah, you know, spread it out. You don't need quite as much as that. Speed. So, then that's going to be the background there. And then this is my layer here. And what I've done is I've just put a 3D foam pad on the back. And I just want to build that up so it now sits at that angle like that. And let me just grab all the other little bits I have done as well. I couldn't decide what ribbons to use, so I used a bit of everything. Now I've stamped out the birds, and I've just lightly coloured them. And this time actually I've used my watercolours, because I like to use my watercolours. And I thought it'd be nice to bring the birds in a different way. So I've got my ribbon here. I'm just going to grab my scissors. And even though I've got this layer, I thought it'd be nice to add a little bit of texture somehow. Right. She says.
Yeah, some texture.
And I want to add the ribbon on top.
Bit, yeah, fabric, so to add that texture.
So, and then I want to add a little bit of the ribbon on top. So I'm going to leave one, and that's going to go there. So I've done that. So that's going to dangle down there. And then I've done exactly the same down for the bottom here. Yeah. And I think I've probably picked up the bluntest scissors I possibly could. And I just want to put another one here. So, like I say, if colouring daunts you, use your ribbons and trims and things like that you've got. And I'm just letting the ribbon, just letting the ink glue go just slightly before I do the next part. So I've got a party with, and that's going to go on the top there. She says, so it hangs over. And then what I want to do is I just want to take a little bit of the ribbon, and I just want to make it look like that the bird is actually holding the ribbon. Okay. So, and then I can bring the ribbon up. Now, if your glue was a little bit drier, sorry, I don't do hot glue guns. I just don't trust myself. And then I'm going to trim this one down here. Okay. And then we've got the bird here, and I thought rather than have them side by side, I could have them slightly lower down. And then I can have this bird holding the ribbon here, so it ties in that way. And we've got, looks like they're holding the cake ribbon. And then finally, I've got the second part. I will stick this all down properly. Okay, a party with no cake is a meeting. Okay. And we'll then stick that down to go like that. And I just thought that was a nice way, having the panels side by side, helped me pick the colours I actually wanted to do straight away.
A party with no cake is a meeting. Absolutely agree. I love this card, and I love how the one day special is just such a focal point, and the colours, you can go so whimsical or kind of go classic.
Yeah, you can, and you don't. I mean, I haven't even coloured in the base of this because you didn't need to. So, like you say, use part of it. It's, you know, take it as far as you want, like you say. I mean, that's a fabulously pink, isn't it, cake? And I've actually surprised myself and used purple.
Well, pink and purple, a lovely combination. Now, of course, when you reset for your next demonstration, let's have a reminder of what the one day special. We are a quarter of the stock already gone for the one day special. Let's go through it, exactly what the stamps you are getting. Now, you are getting 25 individual stamps now in here. 5 sets that work out 5 at the price of 4. So you are getting all 5 for the price of 4. I love how you are getting the signature style from Dolly Dimples, that whimsical style that kind of transports you to another world. Look at the lines, think about coloring them. I think it's just fabulous to decoupage them, maybe stamp them several times, fussy cut them, and then layer them with foam pads in here. And that means that you have got so many possibilities. I love also the size of them. You can see on a stepper card it will fit really nicely, but also they will fit really well as well onto larger cards. And also elements of it, you can then fussy cut and bring them to another card or project. I love that you have got the hero image in here. You can see here there has been stamped up, and I would say this is a significant size because you have got that focal point. Look at the little tiny dots. You could put little crystals in here. You can paint the wood as well. You have got the smaller house as well. So you have got all those different options there. Then, of course, we have the boat one on top of the cake there. And we have, I love this one again because I'm thinking, if you put maybe something else in here, you can paint it blue and create the sea, very whimsical. But also, I'm thinking these fussy cutting them several times, and of course creating maybe something for the home. But I would think also, like I'm thinking the bathroom. You know when it has got a nautical feel? Yeah, I would put it like this, and maybe some seashells around here as well to create the sort of colors there. And what about the next one? The next one, I love it because it's a little bit different again. You have got like 3 cakes, as Lou was mentioning, so 1, 2, and 3. And then you can fussy cut the elements. You can put candles in top of here. You can put the flowers and, of course, bring them into other sentiments, into other cards as well, or other creations. I would fussy cut them and then maybe put at them here as well. So there is so many possibilities. Again, I'm seeing hats, top hats. Yeah, you can see them there as well. And of course, if eating cake is wrong, I don't ever want to be right, indeed. And of course, we have the one that Lou was using in the first demonstration. We have got the birds in here looking either side, and of course, we have the bows in there with the gorgeous candle on the top. A party with no cake is a meeting. That is a fabulous stamp in there as well. And then we have the fine, oh, look at this one. I love that. I love this one because, again, we have got the teddy bear in here and we can see the leaf is in there. Again, fussy cut them, bring them in. If you want to replicate the teddy bear, you have got the individual stamp as well in there. And of course, you have got, then we'll go back to the beginning. Home is where the cake is. Now, I love the different ways. For instance, if you don't know the gender of the baby there somebody's going to have, well, here it is. You have got half and half, half boy, half girl. But then you have got other ones in here as well. You can see here the mix of colors there. And love the next one because I get very excited, don't I? I get very excited as a crafter because when you see stamps that kind of immediately kind of thinking, oh, I can bring my coloring mediums, I can use my watercolor markers or the brand new watercolor pencils or my pastels. I can bring this for maybe, what about making a recipe book? Like, for instance, our Emily, who is Pepperina a Penny on Instagram, she makes amazing cakes. Or maybe, you know, there are other people who make cakes. She's one of the best that I know. Anyway, but you can make a cake. Oh, Maddie apparently makes, I haven't been in gift. Apparently she's bringing in one on Friday. I hope I'm, you know, she saves one for me, piece for me. Anyway, what I mean is a recipe book. What about a recipe book? And every page it could be like have the recipes for marzipan or recipes for all of those gorgeous elements or fondant or whatever you want to go. I love that. But also home, new home, maybe somebody who is going back home, maybe somebody who is going, maybe is traveling as well. This could be really good. Maybe it's good. So I love these images. Now, of course, if you want to go for this bundle, you have got a Flexi Freedom. Now, what it means, well, Freedom, first of all, is the little club, official family of course, the craft store. And Freedom means that you don't pay PMP. So straight away, you are saving £3.95. But on top of that, as a Freedom member, you have got an additional saving in here. Of course, that means that you don't have an £11 saving, but a £15.39 saving, which means that your cost of a Freedom membership for a month would be covered because of the £3.95 plus the £4.39 saving that you have got in there. 510206 is your item number. But remember that Flexi basket. Now you can add other elements into it and then you can Flexi buy them. And of course, the beautiful Flexi buy is that you only pay half of it today and half next month, completely interest-free. So you are getting all the savings, or no PMP if you're a Freedom member, but of course, making a little bit easier to budget for everything you want. So this is why a lot of the times it's good to go for an item with Flexibuy, because then you can add other elements as well. And it all will be dispatched at the same day, so no waiting for a month for it. Right, then we have here, of course, the gorgeous papers here, the fabulous cake paper kit. So 24 papers, not, yeah, I was going to say pages, but it's papers. Well, papers and card, because it is a mix of papers and cards in here with a saving of £3. Now, we are approaching a quarter of the stock. I believe many of them have been designed for a very special designer. And of course, well, they are all very special, aren't they, Dolly Dimples? But you can see in here that you have got the absolute gorgeous papers in here with the soft, the dots in here. Love those details in here. Very elegant, very beautiful watercolors in there. And those stars with the waters, the kind of reflections in there as well. They have in total 24, and I love that they are printed onto that soft white. That is phenomenal. I love backgrounds like this because you can stamp on them, you can die cut them, you can put die cuts on top, and the cardstock means that you can use them as front of cards or pages of journal. Create your own journal with them as well. And now you're saving £3. Oh, look at this one. Absolutely phenomenal. Love those kind of wishy-washy kind of swirls of movement in there, and then those kind of pastel colors in there. So ever elegant and artistic, like the designer herself. 210515 is your item number. $11.99 is your price. You're saving £3. Now, maybe you are thinking, I want cake. I like cake. I want more cake stamps. Well, we have got them for you. Now we have got returning favorites, and of course we have got all the stock we can get for you. So of course, if you want them, please make sure to check out your baskets. 580505. Also, this is number 6, and I think it's the first time that we have it as an individual. So if you wanted to just go for one, you could do that, and of course add them to your basket and Flexi buy them as well. We have also number 17. Of course, we have got there. You can see them, and they're gorgeous. Bake someone happy, and of course we have them there. $10.99 is your price. 806588 is your item number for that. Then we also have got a number 11 there, and of course we have got 3 stamps there. $10.99 is your price. 499067 is your item number. And then we have got item number 20 as well. Not just for birthdays. Cake is for life. I agree with that, with this beautiful butterflies as well on the side profile. $10.99 is your price. 488877 is your item number. And then we have got cake number 4. You can see there as well. Love the marshmallow to twisting around as well. If it has a candle in it, the calories don't count. I agree. And by the way, we have, can I say, we have got the birthday boy in the studio as well. So, Well, Mish, Amish, who is his birthday today. Happy birthday, happy 28th birthday, and of course, that's the one. 227563 is your item number. This is how happy makes a cake to birthday boy. So make sure that you grab yours and of course check out those baskets. Right, let's go head back to Lou. Yeah, I just see a sending hearts in there.
Right, I went a little bit brighter the last one, and I want to be a little bit, not subdued, but a little bit more antique-y.
Okay.
You know, I'm not sure if that's the best description in the world. But
yeah, well, kind of vintage.
Yeah, vintage.
Yeah, the other day we were talking about different like the pronunciations, and as in Spain we pronounce it vintage.
Vintage. Oh, that sounds rather poo. You know, it does. Yeah. Right, so I've taken the fabulous cake number 16, and this is the one with the toadstool on. And let's just move that out of the way. And I'm just going to quickly grab my die cutting machine. You know when you run out of space?
Yeah.
And what I want to do, now this is an old set of dies from Charmaine, brought out, and in it she had this beautiful set of hearts.
Right.
And what I want to do is I've stamped the image.
I like this idea.
Okay, and I'm just going to die cut the hearts out. And we'll just go quickly back. I don't know how you do the reach across thing. I find my arms just don't get that far. And I just want that heart. And then what I want to do is I want to repeat myself here.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm just going to put that one there, because it doesn't take long to actually do.
Right.
And I will keep the rest of the image, even though look, I'm going to be brave and see if I can reach across thing. Oh, I did it. So that's my other one. Right. And then what I want to do is, let's put you back so I don't lose you, is I want to take the largest one that came from that collection, and I just want to move it across. Now, the reason I've done that is I want to layer the hearts up, and if I cut the big one first, I wouldn't be able to do the smaller hearts.
Right.
Or when you see what I'm trying to do, it will make sense then. If
yeah.
It's one of those things you have to visually see.
Well, I think I know where you are going,
yeah.
But maybe I'm just jumping ahead and maybe not. Yeah.
So that's the rest of that image. So let's just move this out of the way, and we'll put that down there. Now, so that is all I want, is I just want the 3 hearts from there.
Right.
And I have stamped up the image again onto a background. And I just want to, again, do some really, really simple colouring. And all I'm going to do, so this is on the Dolly Dimples mixed media card.
Yeah.
And I am using my kois, and I'm not going to be really fussy with my colouring. Okay. I know there's probably people cringing, going, ooh.
No, I'm just interested
there is a
where you
method.
are going.
You know, when you just go, there is a method sort of thing. And I don't want to pull out the colour too much. I want it to be watery and subtle. And we're just going to bring in a little bit there. And we'll just carry on and go all the way down.
Yeah.
Look, and this is how I literally coloured the one I've actually done at home. At home I just went like that. And I'm just going to pull out a little bit of the colour. And we'll do that. And then whilst it's wet, I just want to introduce another colour in there. So this is just like a warmer peach colour, just to knock back a little bit of the orange. Yeah. And we'll let them do their blending. And then just, all I was going to do is, whilst this is wet, I'm just going to add a little bit of the brown. And if this was all done here, I would do exactly the same there. And that is all I did, was literally coloured it all, you know, just that way. And then using the same... So that's it there.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's literally done the same. As you can see, I haven't done anything remotely exciting with it. And then I've just grounded the cake. But I wanted it to be like a sepia colours. I've been sitting here trying to work out what the wording I wanted. And then from there, what I want to do is I want to grab some of the stencils. And this, I love this one. I use this all the time to doodle through. You know, you just go...
Yeah.
It's just a brilliant one. It's like a brilliant mandala. I want the ink to be really, really subtle. So I'm going to take off quite a bit of it. And I'm not going, you know, for all of the stencil design. I just want a little bit of it to appear. So I've got it going round the top of the cake there. So it's really nice and subtle. And then using the entwined circles, I'm going to do a little bit around the edge with this. So I'm just trying to keep the colours tied in, and I'm just going to knock off a little bit of the ink as well. And all I want to do is I just want to bring in some bits there. Now, I have to thank my husband for this bit.
Oh.
I did my prep sort of thing, and then we were chatting about something, and I knocked the ink pad, and I was just about to go no and throw it in the bin.
Right.
And he went, "Have you thought about doing?" And I went, "No." And I went, "Oh, thank you."
But sometimes it's funny, isn't it? A non-crafter will have a very interesting new view that is actually quite
it was, and I was just like, "Oh, thank you." So I just want to do a little bit of detail there, and then just a little bit around the edge, and nothing. You know, I'm not going for a blended edge. I just want a little bit of colour to look. There we go. And then what I did from there, I won't get the die cutting machine, was I actually took the larger heart that we took from here, and I die cut one from there and one from that side there.
Yeah.
Let's move on. And, oh, she says dropping every bit. So now it looks like that. And that is going to be the background for my card. So if I bring my card blank, so that's going to sit there. Now, you could leave it easily like that. And then these bits here, I inked around the edges really, really subtly.
I see, yes.
And they're going to fit. Whoa,
this is lovely. For instance, a couple that are moving in together.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have got the hearts, the romance in there, but their new house in the top as well.
So you could leave it here, and then if you did like a little bit of twine with a little knot, so it's like it's all tying it together. But then I thought, well, no, let's do something else. You know, let's take it just a little bit step further. So we've got that bit there, and let's bring in these hearts here. And I won't do colour all of them. And then what I thought was, because, you know, because it's like a love themed, as it were, and I'm going to literally colour these with as much care and as attention as I did my first ones. And so I'm just going to blend there.
Okay.
And I would watercolour them out. And I'm even just going to go slowly over the window and over the door, because I will bring in some other colours. And we've got that bit there. And I've got that bit down there. I'm just going to bring in a bit more colour, bring in a bit of the brown. And I didn't want to do any more than that, because actually I didn't want to overcolour, and then when everything's layered up, you lose the image behind. So what I did was then, so here's one I've got in good, you know, in good Blue Peter fashion. Yeah. And I want to grab my embossing.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was about to say my nice clean embossing. You know,
it's fairly well. We'll
I did actually
loved.
Yeah, I did actually clean it before a little bit more, because on there. Yeah. And I just want to put a little bit of embossing. There we go. Yeah. And let's grab. I want to get the holographic again this time. So I'm going to use the back of this just to tip it on for the moment. Okay. And I've got intercoloured embossing powders again. Right. Or, you know, you go through phases, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's funny, because embossing powders is one of those things that it was one of the first things that it has captured many people's imagination for stamping, and then sometimes it's like, oh well, yeah, I moved on from that, and then you see somebody like yourself or Marion doing them, and you're like, oh yes, I need to get them out.
It is, isn't it, sort of thing? And you do, and you just go, why?
Yeah.
And I was just like, or you seem to only use them for certain type of cards or, you know, projects, and you think, no, get them out all the time. So So like I said, I've just coloured it with all the same colours, and I now want to emboss
look at that.
on the top there. So I want this one to be, because it's the larger one, to have a little bit more sparkle, stand out, focal. There's me now thinking, I feel like I've swallowed a thesaurus there, you know, trying to think of as many words to say the same thing. Right.
I love how the detail, I mean, can we talk about the quality of those
know.
lines? Because we have got colouring in, stamping, then the ink, embossing ink, and of course then we have got the embossing powder, and we still can see those amazing lines perfectly stamped there. Absolutely good.
It's beautiful, isn't it, sort of thing?
Yeah.
So I've got that one there, and that's going to be the holographic, and I have done the same with the other two, but I wanted these to be clear.
Yeah.
So I have one that stands out more than the other. So let's grab some glue.
Okay.
And we'll put this together. And so the cakes, it's just like you were saying, the cakes can be bold and bright, or you can take them, you know, into whatever your colour, you know, whatever your style. I mean, if I added ribbon to this, this could be a little bit more shabby chic.
Yeah.
You know, a nice piece of ribbon along there, even behind, and then tie it. So we've got that piece there, and I will add these bits here in.
Oh, I love where this is going. I love it because it's basically, this is a technique that not every stamp will allow you to do that, because this is a technique that requires a whimsical image. It requires somebody, a stamp that has got clean lines so you can follow, and of course it makes it look like a beautiful composition. But of course, to break it down, if you have got something that it wasn't quite, you know, the lines, but this wouldn't kind of, you know,
no, it wouldn't.
And
actually having the image, you know, stands out in its own right. You could just use, like I'm doing now, it doesn't actually need much else if you don't want to add much else to it.
Yeah.
So then I've got this part here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer this one on the top.
I love this. I really, really love this. And you work so well with these stamps because, again, what I say, the lines are very clean.
Yeah.
And they're whimsical enough that you can break it down to different areas and make it all really good.
So, and then I've just put some 3D foam pads. Oh, and you know, I was going to panic then that they weren't actually going to come away, and they did. And so this one now is going to sit slightly. So these two here, like you say, moving into a new home. So that one's going to sit there slightly raised. And then I've got this one that's going to go over here and line up
there,
slightly raised like that. And then what I've done is I've taken the sentiment, and now I'm hoping I haven't lost all the little bits in sort of thing. And what I thought would be nice is we've got home is where, and then inside my card I would have the cake is.
Ah.
So, so when you open up the inside of your card, you've got the rest of the sentiment.
Oh yeah, so you could say cake is where the home is.
Yeah, cake is, yeah. But then I thought it'd be a nice way that you're leaving it open for someone to wonder what you might have written on the inside. So we've got home is where, and then on the inside of I would do a heart and put the cake is, and then you could have it. Do it that way. But I just thought it'd be nice to show, you know, the difference between the two different styles. You can go bright like I did before, or you could go a little bit more vintage, a little bit more shabby chicy.
I love that card so much. Thank you so much, Lou, because that is made with the one day special. Now, you could do that technique with all 5 major images, but you will be doing that if you get your one day special, which, by the way, is over a quarter of the stock. Now, that means, of course, that this is the first hour, and there should be a 24-hour stock because it is a one-day special, but a quarter of the stock has already gone. That is the image that Lou was using, but I love how you can color it in a vintage way, like Lou was saying. Now, this also, that stamp on its own is the most popular one. Now, bottom of the screen, you have got it set, you can see it there. The Fabulous Cake set number 16. You're getting 6 stamps in there for $10.99. Now, if you want to go for individuals, of course you can. At the minute, we still have got the stock of them individually. However, look at the saving that you are getting. Now, $10.99 is the price of one single stamp. Your saving as a Freedom member is £15.39. Even if you are not a Freedom member, you are paying for 4 and getting 5. If you're a Freedom member, on top of that, you are getting a £4.39 saving. Plus, of course, you are not paying PMP, so that's a £3.95, which means it's a why not deal. Look at that, not just for cards, not just for art journals, but also, of course, those beautiful creations, those 3-dimensionals that you can frame them, you can use them for your journals. You can stamp this. Imagine making a set of stamping onto fabric and then heat setting for somebody who's a baker. So then you can, of course, do painting to your maybe baking items as well. And if you know, like you can stamp as well onto ceramic with certain materials as well. So there is all those possibilities for homewares as well. If you are into wood burning as well, a little bit of pyrography. Pyrography, I think it is called.
Yes.
Not gonna say what the director just said, but we have through me. Anyway, now of course you can stamp it onto wood, and of course do a little bit of, pyrography. Then of course you have the one day special, 25 stamps in total. Now, Charmaine has emailed in to say a massive thank you to Lou for stepping and doing the demonstration. They are watching at home and loving your demonstrations. But remember to check out your baskets. As a Freedom member, well, it's one and a bed that you're not paying for it, because every individual stamp, you can still get them on individually, but they are $10.99. Look at the saving as a Freedom member, £15.39. And a flexi buy, of course, means that you can split the cost into two interest-free payments of £19.78. 510206 is your item number. Now, Lou, you will be back at 8 with Leon, of course.
Yes.
It's going to be a massive show, so do stay tuned. Do check out your baskets, because now you just want to watch these demonstrations and enjoy. Thank you so much, Lou. Stay tuned here on the craft store, but make sure to check out your baskets. I'll see you after the break with the Dreamies happy hour. So keep me company and email in, of course, here at the craft store.